Allowed to watch Ghostbusters because
Why
it was
not?
about ghosts. So I only saw it for the first time a few months ago. I didn't think it was that good. Maybe because I saw it in 2006
Yeah,
instead of
it's a bit of an
1980.
You got to be 10 when you watch it.
Yeah.
The bit where the guys go into the old library, I think it is, and there's this lady and she's a ghost and she rushes at them. That's really scary.
I wasn't afraid of the ghosts. It was more
I
the
liked those
fashion.
fringes.
80s hair. 80s hair.
Hey guys, I've got an idea. You know that game you used to play when you're little, where you start a story and then you have to pass it over
You
to
run around
somebody
the
else?
backyard naked.
No, not that game. We're not going to do that.
Nasty.
So you have to say a part of a story and then you have to pass it on to the person to your left.
That sounds heaps cool.
Bit eager there, Chop.
Weren't you enjoying my conversation?
No, you're boring.
Yeah, I just wanted to play
It
this
was a
game.
little bit country.
So-
You just got frills for me.
Lindley, do you want to start for us?
Okay.
I'm not sure I'm very good at this.
Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a beautiful castle. And in that castle lived a prince. A handsome prince. This was not an ordinary prince. This prince was special because this prince had a big set of...
Plants. He had the biggest set of plants in all the land. In fact, his castle wasn't big enough to contain the plants, and they'd soon grown over the castle when
a big ogre came along and ate all the plants. And from eating all the plants, he did this big fart that stunk out the whole land and everyone couldn't breathe anymore. So,
The poor man, he had all his hair burnt off from the fart. So he was bald, he had no hair on his legs or his chest or his toes. And then his wife, she had no, like the princess, she had no hair on her either. She was bald. Nothing on her legs or her toes. They had to go,
Oh no, no hairy toes.
they had to leave their castle and they had to cross the boundary of the next land to get help from.
Bangor.
Tell us, Chopper, who's Bangor?
Sir Walter Bangor. One of the most noblest men that I've ever studied in the whole of my life. And this bloke was so good, right, because he used to live in the land of Bangor. He used to live in the land of Bangor. And he was noted for being a
Renowned Bangorian ogre killer.
Oh, yeah.
So he set out on a noble quest to find the farting ogre that made the prince and princess bald beyond belief.
And bald toes.
Bald toes in that kingdom were a symbol of poverty. So basically the ogre had taken away the wealth of the prince and the princess. So Sir Walter Bangor, he set out on a noble quest and he was in search of the ogre. The first thing he did was...
Pack some Blend 20. Because that fart smell was so bad, he didn't know how he was going to get into the land.
It's like an A-bomb.
So anyway, the Bangorian, Sir Walter Bangor,
he needed to bring one more thing. He had to wear surgical gloves for his feet because he was scared that his toe hair would get burnt off as well. He then crossed the stream in search of
the valley of the shadow of Warranora. It's just down the road from Warranora. And he was searching high and low for this ogre and he couldn't find him anywhere. He was asking all the local Warranorians and they said, "He's up there on the hill. He's going to be there for 2 more minutes. You better run and get him now."
And so Sir Bangor started running through the bush. It was really thick bush. So Lord Bangor, he ran up the hill and then there was a sound that alerted him to his presence.
And they saw each other. And it was like one of those western scenes where they've got the holsters and the guns. the ogre looked pretty intense. But then he had an idea.
He remembered that when people are about to fart, they say to a person near them, "Pull my finger." And he thought, if I'm going to battle this ogre and win, I need to reverse that process. So he said to the ogre, "Hold out your finger." And when the ogre held up its finger, instead of pulling its finger, he pushed its finger, and then
The ogre imploded. Sir Walter couldn't believe it. His plan had actually worked. With great joy, Sir Walter danced around, let a few rip himself, and began his journey back to the handsome prince and princess who were bald with no toe hairs. But on his way back, he came across a strange little plant that had the ability to grow hairs back quite quickly. So Sir Walter Bangor took the plant back to the prince and the princess and gave it to them and said, "The ogre is dead." The prince and princess were so happy, were so grateful. They ate the plant really quickly. They grew back their toe hairs. Phew. Immediately their wealth came back. People were praising them, bowing down, cheering, and the prince and princess said,
Problem is, the hair on our head's on our legs, and the hair on our legs is on our head.
"Oh no!" That's ugly.
The end.
Sucks.
no, that's good. I like it.